All right, guys, welcome back to the channel and thank you for tuning in to another video. In today's video, we have a phenomenal people on the channel today, and we're going to be talking about choice.com. So for the people that don't know what choice.com is, we already made a video about them, and today we have the CCO today with us here, and I'm just going to give you guys a quick briefing about choice.com. They've been here since 2017, and also they have a financial solution used by more than 750,000 users, and also they're listed in 170 countries worldwide, and also with a 1 billion turnover in 12 months. And today we're here, we're honored with the Chief Commercial Officer, Andrew himself, the man. How are you doing, my man?
Hey, I'm all good. Thanks a bunch for having me. And certainly nice that Choice.com is making rounds on your channel. You guys got a wonderful presence out there and a wonderful footprint. So excited to be with you.
Man,
Thanks for having me.
Appreciate it.
Of course, my brother. So first question I have for you, Andrew, is the product. So could you provide an overview of the premium product offered in Choice.com ecosystem and describe how the team was able to develop them within the project first year, please?
Yeah, let's go. Well, let me start off by referring to your introduction. Luckily, first you referred to me as CCO, and often people, and I was sat in a couple events when this critical error was made, when people would think that I'm Chief Compliance Officer, whereas I'm Chief Commercial Officer. And it's unbelievable. Sometimes I was at one forum in Dubai, I think it was a World Blockchain Summit, and I was invited to that high profile table. And like I went into the room and there were like 15 people who were all CCOs. And I go, and they start talking, and I'm like, what the hell? They're discussing the frameworks, regulations. I mean, I'm all for it, but I mean, that's not really my neck of the woods. And they go like, oh yeah, we're the Chief Compliance Officers here. And I'm like, oh yeah, that's going to be a fun one.
Exactly.
So it's good that, so by the way of that introduction, you're certainly right that Choice.com has got a year in its history, but we're lucky enough and we're blessed enough with having a track record before. Luckily, Choice.com is a continuation of the business that our first moniker was, which is Criterium. And we were lucky enough to have been around, as you said, since 2017, which is where we amassed most of our original core community members, where we ran a very successful ICO effort by all means. And I think the strongest component of that effort was the fact that we've amassed such a wonderful, interesting community. I mean, these guys they've been guiding our ways in the ways that I can't even enumerate here, but I'm thankful to all of them. But our main promise, ever since we were inception, was all about addressing the most core and the most emblematic issues that were present on the market. So in 2017, believe it or not, a lot of folks might not have been in crypto back then, but I'm in crypto full time since 2017, and I'm in Bitcoin since 2015. So it's not like I'm the oldest veteran out there, but I've got some track record there. And in 2017, believe it or not, it was really tough to build a proper product in an intersection of crypto and fiat. Especially when you wanted to buy your crypto for your fiat legitimately, safely, securely, you would encounter all sorts of problems. Or the fees that you were paying were just ludicrous. The people were coming up with all sorts of schemes and bypasses, all that kind of stuff. So it was all like, what else? So we set up to deliver on the vision of a product that will have all the features that folks are used to in their conventional digital banking, but that product would also be spiced up and will be jazzed up by all the crypto features. And I'm lucky to say that we've delivered the world's first globally available crypto card on the market. One of the first crypto-powered bank accounts was also delivered in our own app. And so there's certainly so much of that good legacy that is informing what Choice.com is all about, that it's just hard to discount that. It's just hard to forget about that. So we're lucky and blessed to have that sort of run behind us. But of course, we're all about taking it to the future. And choice.com, and what I really love about that, it was born on the intersection of our CeFi capabilities, technologies, licenses, of which we have quite a few in Europe, UK, you name it, and our vision of the DeFi-focused, yield-focused aggregator. So effectively, think about the superpowers of DeFi and all these wonderful capabilities that decentralized earning protocols, staking, conventional staking, single-sided staking, you name it, allows for you. And now multiply that by the power of fiat on-ramp and off-ramp. It's a killer feature for us. It's the feature that would really allow this entire sector to scale up. And well, obviously, right, the most of the money out there, the most of the money supply in the world is sitting in fiat in one way or the other.
Yeah.
So in order for crypto to bloom, you got to bring that liquidity into fiat. And I think this beautiful cross-section between the CeFi and DeFi, what we call internally MetaFi, so the vision and the promise of DeFi coupled and supercharged by the CeFi set of technologies, and that very down-to-earth kind of technological approach in which we're taking the user experience of everyday persons out there, right? We're not trying to come up with some super duper rocket that would only be used theoretically or just going to be used for demo purposes. We're all about those down-to-earth solutions. So supercharged DeFi with the CeFi capabilities, and this is where you get to trust.com and all of our stuff.
That's nice, man. It's good to know all about this stuff. So, can you just go talk to us more about DeFi and the CFI balance and how Choice.com maintain a balance between the DeFi and the CFI, and also what are the advantages to user drive from the MetaFi approach too?
Yeah, that's a very good question, a very pertinent one. As I said, one of the main insights that we had in 2021 when we're setting up the Trust.com ecosystem and our DeFi yield aggregator protocol called Charism, what we realized is that the historical trajectory on which DeFi was, in a lot of respect, resembled what used to be happening with Crypto.com. Right, the Web 2.0 boom that we were seeing in late 90s and early 2000s, when effectively you saw that hockey stick, right? The adoption skyrocketed, the product skyrocketed, all that kind of stuff just went through the roof, right?
Yeah.
The DeFi was pretty much on the same trajectory, and we do still maintain that it pretty much is. Now, obviously, but what does an average Joe who wants to take advantage of those products knows about DeFi? Well, not a lot. The very word decentralized finance has certain, it's got that weird feel to it for the person who's a rookie on the market, right? Yeah. Decentralized finance, like the finance I'm using every day. But why the heck is it decentralized? Not a lot of people in this field would have that immediate positive sort of loop between decentralized means good, but it also means a lot of challenges, right? They would think like, why the hell decentralized? What are you guys even talking about? So first of all, we need to understand why people are coming there. And people are coming there in order to earn more, right? Obviously, take the conventional pre-post-COVID kind of world, right? Take the conventional banking product. Take the conventional asset management product, the yields that you could get in your bank, the kind of rate that the bank was paying to you on your money was just, it was almost non-existent. In most of the developed countries, it was a couple of percentage points at best, right? Yeah. So people were flocking into DeFi because they were understanding that there's a both technological basis and sort of a new framework for earning more. But because DeFi as a technology is so supercharged with new concepts, right? You really got to figure out Web 2.0 first. You got to figure out centralized crypto, and you got to start figuring out the Web 3.0 kind of aspect of it, right? So you really need to understand what the MetaMask is, how to connect to wallets, how do protocols work, why do people are getting paid for posting their liquidity in certain protocols. You need to amass a critical amount of knowledge to really get started with it. So we thought okay, but what if we make that journey really simple? What if we make that journey really no BS, really streamlined access, the kind of gateways, the payment gateways, the user experience experience that people are accustomed to in the conventional products, in Web 2.0 products and crypto centralized products. Why won't we do that? And yes, we totally did that. So we sort of reinvented the DeFi by plugging them all and connecting them all into a single aggregator, which not only delivers on the best user interface, I believe, not only delivers on the fiat rails attached to it, there, right? It's already available, it's already up and running, but it also delivers on a great deal of, efficiency gains for the sake of DeFi itself, right? Yeah. So what our Charism DeFi protocols enables you to do is to bring your money in the form of fiat, easily get them on-ramped into crypto world, get some crypto assets, ETH, USDT, USDC, whatever you prefer. Get them in the, post them into a Charism protocol, commit them towards a certain pool and start earning more already in a couple of clicks. So the usual user journey where you see like, you have to do this, that, get some staking tokens, get this, then that. On average, we streamline the onboarding journey from 18 clicks to just 3 clicks. Oh. That's 6-time efficiency gain. And the best part of it, you can see that on chain. Like you see some of the transactions you can do through Charism protocol. You go on the Etherscan or any of the explorers out there, you will see that there are so many transactions that went into it, and you were able to get that done in just a couple of clicks.
For sure, Andrew. And also, Andrew, Choice.com is successfully selling an NFT collection, and it's Chobi's NTO. The total sell volume already exceeded 1.8 million, which is a phenomenal number to hear. Yeah. So what is the NTO about, and the NFT collection or the token sell?
Yeah. Well, you're certainly right in pointing all those facts out, but I do believe they've gotten better.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Since the last days when you were preparing for that, for this. Again, the very vision of NTO, what we call internally non-fungible token offering or NFT token offering, is born out of this promise to give people choice and opportunities to earn more. Now, why do I say so? Well, let's unpack the whole concept, right? So what we have in the NTO, is the logical continuation of our CHO token offering. CHO started in 2022, as a lot of the Web 3.0 era tokens have started as well in the same ground, right? We've started with the private and seed rounds for the qualified investors. We were lucky enough to get endorsements from over 25 institutional funds. So a lot of VCs have supported us. They've invested into the token. The token wasn't even, the TGE hasn't even happened yet, but of course they already saw the potential and they were quick to get access to it. Obviously, because they are positioned to get access to it this way. This is the VC game, where they get the early exposure to exciting assets very early enough in exchange for future payouts and some time from now, right? So that was the initial round with the community sale, with the private sale, with the seed sale was very successful for us, right? 25 institutional investors, over 15 private level investors. A lot of them are in their 9-to-5 jobs. They're C-level officers with some of the biggest crypto companies out there, right? Obviously, I can't reveal them, but trust me, those are like the behemoth of crypto industry that you would think of. So a lot of their guys that are working for them, they recognize the potential of Choice.com, and they were like, yeah, I want that. Obviously, our community supported us, and we were lucky enough to have their support throughout those couple of stages that we ran, right? And when the June happened, June the 7th, TGE for CHO token happened, this TGE, the CHO token went on the secondary market. And the performance there was rather good. We sustained very well the first wave and the second wave of the selling pressure. The graphs were showing a pretty decent picture. So we were like, okay, that's an encouraging thing. But obviously we're a developing company, right? And we want to bring in that that crypto products adoption and the usage to a whole new level. And that's a very capital intensive process, right? You really got to invest into research and development. You really got to invest into a whole bunch of spheres where, well, not a lot of companies do that. We divert over about a quarter of our budget to research and development, right? This is where all the good stuff that we came up with, Charisma Protocol, DeFi aggregators, CeFi solutions came through, right? So what was on our agenda is Series A, right? This is where we take the fundraising to the next level, and we go in front of the even bigger funds, right? And we're pitching to them, we're telling them our story. And we had very good support throughout there, right? We were about halfway through when we realized that, you know what? We have this wonderful instrument on our hand. A lot of people on our team have had experiences with launching NFT collections. Mm-hmm. And we have a token which already has a secondary market of its own, right? It's performing pretty nice there. So why won't we combine the concepts? So why won't we combine the beauty of NFT technology, this non-fungible aspect of it, its ability to act as a vessel to certain information? So a lot of the NFT collections just attach some JPG picture to it, and that's it, right? This is their value that they're bringing to the table. We've also attached the JPG picture to it. But on top of that, we wrapped a whole bunch of CHO tokens. Mm-hmm. The tokens that already got a very active, very vibrant secondary market activity of their own into the NFT. What have we created thus far? We have created an over-collateralized NFT, which effectively allows you to buy CHO tokens at a discount to current market price. So take example, right? Each NFT contains 1,000 CHO tokens, right? Now, if you take the current market price, you'll be paying about $500, give or take, for the 1,000 CHO tokens, right? Now, we were selling the first stage of NTO collection trophies at $150, which gives you almost guaranteed upside, right? You're getting exposure to the asset that is already traded, that has created great traction and great track record, but you're getting that on the same sort of basic level, on the same set of rules as a lot of those VC and institutional capital people, right? So it's effectively what we have created. We have created a new format. We've played around a little bit with NFT. We've played around with our own token. We've connected one into the other. Fantastic. We've created a lot of buzz. We were supported by a lot of wonderful, well, obviously by our community, but also by a market at large. A lot of the support came through people like you guys.
Exactly.
And we allowed our community, those that have minted those tokens, to earn more in future when the releases for those tokens that are minted with those NFT come through, right? So overall, it's a win-win-win on all the levels.
For sure. Andrew, I think you answered the fourth question I was going to ask you. So we're just going to go to the next one. And I'm going to talk to you. So are you not concerned about the possibility and the significant drop in the CHO price, giving the NFT mystery and also the sell that token with the significant discount and as soon as possible?
Yeah, that's a great question. Well, we are concerned about it, but we were concerned about it when we were creating the tokenomics for CHO token.
Exactly.
And by crafting the tokenomics that really takes that into consideration, that allocates both the rules, the set of rules, and the capital to the task of mitigating that sell pressure, we've successfully alleviated that challenge, right? We've solved that. So, as you know, the NFT sale went through with the different rules. Like you could have minted some tokens that had an immediate release of future tokens. So instead of a year of a lockup and 2 years of vesting, you could have had some of the future tokens in your hands right here and right now. Yeah. And most of those releases have already happened. And if you take a look at the price performance of the CHO token, it hasn't really suffered. Why? Because it really was invented that way. The very tokenomics and the very set of rules that are informing the NTO and the overall management of CHO token are taking care of that. So the clever tokenomics, the clever design, and just strictly enforcing those rules and allocating all the necessary capital and work to that will mitigate that. But it gets even better. We're not just doing that in-house, and we're not just relying on, oh yeah, with divisive tokenomics, there's no way to crack it. No, of course no. It's prone to errors, it's prone to mistakes, and it's just a, human factor is possible everywhere, which is why we're always seeking a third-party expertise. And I'm happy to say that just a couple of days ago, we've been fully onboarded, and we started working with a number of institutional level partners that will support that in their journey, and will make sure that the secondary market activities in all of the exchanges that we're listed in, decentralized and centralized, would be very well run and maintained. So we're running a very tight operation here, and we're not just relying on ourselves, we're also relying on a great deal of external expertise here.
Nice. I have a few questions for you too. Could you provide some insight into the successful sales of the NTO? And also, how fast did the first stage sell out? And how were you able to orchestrate such a prosperous sale during the crypto winter?
Yeah, good question. Look, the first stage, I believe we were sold out in less than 2 weeks. We were planning to have a run at it for 2 months or so, give or take. So we were quite fast with it. And I know for a fact that there were a lot of existing partners and customers of ours who wanted to give even more, to get even more exposure to Cco and to support us even more. So they went out, they recognized the potential of that format. And I have a couple of customers of my own who have token projects of their own, right? And they went like, guys, I love this idea. I've got a token of my own, and I recognize the potential of what it can do to me. So first of all, it's that qualified support, both from the community and from our B2B customers. And those are well-informed people. Those are people with a lot of deal of expertise and market insights. So this is the kind of expertise you can bring into the bank. Obviously, the second one was the fact that we've spiced it up a little bit, right? It's not just a, NFT collection sale. There is a lot of bonus elements to it. There's a lot of fun into it. Obviously, you guys know that each NFT token, Chobi, contains that wonderful character, Chobi, but also it also contains one sound that you chose. But one thing that you got to understand, and well, a lot of people that went into those sales understood very quickly, is that over 20% of Chobis contain cashbacks and up to $100,000 in cap prices in crash equivalent, right? So that's a lot to be excited about.
Of course.
We also straight from the get-go, we've announced that we're gonna do that. We're gonna be doing that in stages. The price is going to be changing a little bit depending on the stage, of course, as we progress, but so will the rarity of different prices progress, right? So the deeper into the progression of the sale we're going, the more rarer and the more unique prices you can get your hands on, right? So I know for a fact that in the stage 2 that we're running right now, well, I think it's almost a given fact that there's an individual out there who minted a Chobi token that contained Tesla, right?
Yeah.
So that's pretty goddamn sweet. So effectively, what that allows them is once that stage will be formalized, and once we'll seal the fate a bit, we will be effectively sending that person a Tesla as a prize, right? On top of their benefit of having a Chobi as an NFT token collection and Cco tokens. A lot of them are coming in for cash prices, right? So cash prices, the timing, the qualified support, and I do believe it's a fact that it's definitely, let's put it that way, right? A lot of people sort of got used to that hype about NFTs, right? And they solely view them as those collectible JPGs collections kind of thing, right? Some of them maybe have heard about some use cases about the ticketing services and this and that and some experiments, but it doesn't really influence them, right? It's like they're sort of almost through with that whole NFT hype. But with the NTO format, the way we brought it, they go like, oh yeah, now I see what's one of the really fun use cases for the NFT technology is. And they go like, oh yeah, I'm willing to support you guys.
Talking about prizes, on the NTO website, the total prize pool is stated to be over $5 million. Could you give like a brief summary of the prizes and what participants can receive?
Yeah, sure. So you set it up. Between all these stages that we're planning, we've got some incredible amounts, 5 million in cash equivalent to be allotted as prize pool. As I said, over 20% of Chobies contain cash prizes in up to 100,000 grand equivalent, and that's effectively every fifth Chobi. Now, if you mint more than 5 Chobies at the same time, you're automatically getting into the prize pool for the bigger prize draw. And each stage has a unique kind of prize category allotted to it. As I said, this second stage is 100 grand at Tesla. One of those 2 has already been minted, but try your luck. As we progress further, the cash prizes will also be there, but we're also pushing the gas pedal on the rarity of the real life prizes, if you will.
Of course.
One of the later stages has Lambos.
I saw that.
Planned as planned as the prizes. If we get to that stage, then someone will definitely get to mint an NFT containing Lambo. Wow. And no matter what happens, we as a company will have to deliver that to them wherever they are.
That's crazy.
So, yeah. We're already planning for that. Trust me, it's some.
No, I even saw the Lambo. I was going. I'm like, this is phenomenal prizes, man.
So regarding long-term vision, what is Choice.com's plans for the long-term development of NTO, and how do you envision involving and expanding the product in the future?
Yeah, that's very good. But there's sort of 2 questions there that are actually intertwined. Let me start off with the NTO one. As you remember me saying, right, one of the deciding factors in why Chobi's NTO was a success is that qualified support. It was supported not only by our community, not only by the retail community out there, everyday Joes like me and everyone else out there, but it was also supported by our customers. So the businesses, some of the funds, some of the people with more than average expertise there, right? And it's so good because a lot of them, remember I said that they've got token projects of their own. So they approached us and they said, look, you guys, I see the potential of what you're doing. Why won't you do something like this for me? Yeah. And for us, that was a good kind of flashback because my capacity of chief commercial officer in the company, I'm running our B2B. First of all, what we do in our B2B is we extract our technology, we extract our licenses, and we allow other projects to take advantage of those technologies and licenses. So they don't have to acquire their own licenses. They don't have to build their own technologies from scratch. They can just buy it from us, right? Just like you do on a subscription basis for Spotify, right? Or YouTube Premium, whatever it is. It's similar logic here, right? So this division was born out of the same thing. People would approach us like a couple of years ago, and they would come to us and say, look, guys, I love your product. Why won't you deliver the same for me or a similar looking product for me? And we're like, okay, that kind of makes sense. We can do that. Yeah. And we set out that entire division, which I lead, and which now in a lot of respects is high hopes for our entire company, right? Same thing with the NTO. A lot of those token projects approached us, and these are some very big token projects that we're already spoken with, right? They approach us, they say, talk to us about how it's structured, talk to us about what's the benefit, what are the benefits. And they go like, oh yeah, I recognize the potential. And we will be announcing a continuation of NTO. So more projects will be coming onto the NTO format and using that as a chassis for their own NTO-like offerings. So you will be seeing other NFT collections that will be containing other tokens. They'll be using the same kind of concept. And they will have even maybe they will even have even better prices. Maybe they will take it to the max, right? Not just Lambo. Maybe they will send it
Exactly. Maybe a
to
private jet.
space. No, trust me, there are a lot of ideas on the table, and the people that we're working with, they're really committed to bringing that into life.
Of course, I can just imagine.
It will be out there. So the NTO has already proven itself beyond its use case for ourselves. The market at large is recognizing its potential. People want to do that.
For sure.
And it's not just the token projects. A lot of folks like you, like our partners in the media sphere, in the YouTube and the community and thought leaders, they go like, yeah, I see that our community is engaging with it.
Exactly.
People love experiencing that. People love interacting with that format. So definitely, we're scaling that up. We already got a pipeline of projects that want to launch a similar offering with us. We'll be announcing that very soon. But for now, we're 100% focused on our own Chobi's NTO. We want to make sure that we conclude that successfully. We want to make sure that we learn from all the possible early stage errors, fix some bugs, do all that homework that allows this product to be marketable to the wider audience, and we'll then take it a step further. Now, this is a good segue into how we envision the development for the entire group of companies, right? As I said, in our retail vision, we want to become people's choice to earn more. This is why we went for the choice.com as our name, right? Much in the same way in working with other enterprises, businesses, projects, anyone that is not the retail user, we want to become their number one choice for most trusted, most secure, most enabling crypto infrastructure. We want to make sure that more and more projects are using our crypto cards, are using our NTOs, are using our yield accounts and treasury management product, are using our DeFi as a service and CeFi as a service. So we're already scaling that operation. We already got 10 people working on it, including myself. There'll be more of them coming in. We've now got over 60 partners that we've started getting contracts with. We want to make sure that by the end of the year, it's at least 120. And we're on the right track to do that, right? So, yeah, it's all about streamlining the access while making it the most fun, and the most enjoyable and rewarding experience, both in terms of the user experience as in design, and also the possibility to earn more. We're all about that.
Nice. So at the moment, choice.com has a crypto app, right, with nearly 1 million users, a DeFi platform that aggregates the best earning tools from the market, and some NFT products, including NFT interest accounts and NTO, of course. That's really impressive. How do you see choice.com's mission and vision within the crypto industry in summary?
Yeah. I think most of what I've been talking about is about our mission, but let me try and jot it down in a very condensed kind of sense. We want to make sure that we are your first and best choice to earn more on your crypto, fiat, whatever it is. You've got money, you've got assets sitting in fiat. Okay, no problem. We'll on-ramp it. We'll put it to the use to the best and most trusted protocols, to our own protocol, to our own solutions. We've got quite a few, NTO, bit-driven, yield accounts, you name it, right? We're going to be there. You want to launch your own crypto project, or your crypto project wants to get some cool features, AI features, predictive technology, cards, bank accounts. We want to become your choice to be there. So we want to become crypto's choice. Pretty much it.
Nice.
Pretty suiting for choice.com.
Nice. Awesome. So that basically summarizes our questions for you. We did learn a lot. I hope our users learned a lot from this. You heard it from the man himself over here. Thank you.